Hello, how's your new year so far? Mine is good. So in this video we are going to learn how to write an introduction based on set books, and I want you to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you how the things to avoid when writing an introduction that might cost you some months. Before we start, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please click to the subscribe button to get my content anytime I upload a new video. And without wasting time, let us start. So the introduction of the essay part accounts for 2 marks. So if your essay doesn't have an introduction, you're going to lose 2 marks. And there's a certain way that the introduction is supposed to be written. So before that, we're going to start with the first part. We have 2 types of introduction. That is the general introduction. It's not written on the board, but in the general introduction you're supposed to say anything general about your topic. And the second type of introduction, which is on the board, is the textual introduction. And in this case you're supposed to base your introduction on the text that you'll be referring to, whether it's Blossoms of the Savannah or A Doll's House or The Pearl. Or you're also supposed to base your introduction on the question. Before we move on, the reason why I'm not writing the general introduction, because these days they prefer the textual introduction, actually, which is the simplest. So in this lesson we are going to focus with the textual introduction. And I also hope that when you're writing an essay based on set books, just focus on the textual introduction and avoid anything that is general. When you're writing your introduction, there are several things that you're supposed to pay attention to. And number 1, your introduction should be short. And what do I mean by short? That is 2 to 3 lines. That is enough for the introduction. And number 2, you're supposed to mention the name of the text in your introduction. And when it comes to mentioning the name of the text, there's a certain way in which the name of the text is supposed to be written. I have my Blossoms of the Savannah here. You see the way it's written, exactly the same way. The word blossom is capitalized and the word savannah is capitalized. So your introduction should be written that way, the same way. Otherwise, when you write it using the small letters, B small letters and savannah small letter, you might end up losing some marks. And the next part is the interpretation of the question. You're supposed to interpret the question, and then it is from that question that you are going to write your introduction. But your introduction should not be the question. That is, you should not repeat the question and the introduction. Another thing that you'll want to include in your introduction is some example, at least 2 examples, but make sure that you don't mention any content in your introduction. So the example is optional. So I'm going to give you a question and an example of an introduction. This is the question that I have, and it's a very simple question because I want you to understand clearly. And it reads, determination is the key to success. Show the truthfulness of this statement in the novel, that is Blossoms of the Savannah. So the whole thing is about determination. So we are going to write a textual introduction, but we are going to use the right format. So I want you to listen carefully to what I have. In Blossoms of the Savannah, the issue of determination has been discussed in details. Characters who are determined ended up achieving their goals. This includes Resian and Nabaru. So you can play that introduction again, go back and play it again. So in that introduction, we have mentioned the name of the text, we have interpreted the question, and the introduction actually is very short. In that case, you're good to earn your 2 marks. And you can see we have not mentioned anything to do with the content. And this leads us to the second part of this video, That is the thing that you're supposed to avoid when you're writing your introduction that might make you lose marks. And the first thing that you are supposed to avoid, you're not supposed to do, is the definition of terms. That is, in our case, we are talking about determination. So if you're going to define the term determination, in that case, you are going to lose marks. Number 2, referring to the content. In introduction, you're not supposed to refer to the content. For example, let me read the introduction again. In Blossoms of the Savannah, the issue of determination has been discussed in details. Characters who are determined ended up achieving their goals. This includes Nabaru and Resian. But if you say, for example, Resian was determined to join the Egerton University and maybe she succeeded, that is a big no. That is content and you're going to lose some marks. And the other thing is repeating the question in the introduction. You are not supposed to repeat the question, but you can twist that question. As you can see in our case, the introduction is based on the question, but you're not repeating the exact words. There it's twisted. So if you repeat the question, like when you say determination is the key to success, this is seen in Blossoms of the Savannah in the following ways. In that case, you are going to lose some marks. In case you have a question concerning the introduction, just write me on the comment. I'm gonna respond to you. And thank you for watching. I wish you all the best. See you next time on the conclusion part and the body part or the content part. Thank you. I'll see you later.